Militarism has been used by the colonial, imperial, and authoritarian powers to establish and entrench their dominance over most of the world. It is the most powerful strategy to oppress and exploit the marginalized, including the women.
It's an ideology that assumes military values and policies are conducive to a society, and it legitimates the use of and threat of using coercive force.
The fact is that war and conflict is perpetuating itself even as the narrative change over time. And so we need to understand the narrative as well, how it changes: self-defense, sovereignty, war on terrorism, peace through extractive economies. These are all narratives that's out there.
Where the relationship between what security, stability, development, poverty, and prosperity mean has become militarized over time. The lines are very blurred. The gatekeepers are the same people who are blurring the line.
The real and material impacts of militarism become more vivid when we see it through the lens of feminist development justice. Militarism engenders redistributive injustice, economic injustice, environmental injustice, social and gender injustice, unaccountability to the peoples.
Especially military, they are raising their military budget. So they use like a huge amount of the national budget for the military.
Asia-Pacific countries were prioritizing defense budgets over the health sector, the budgets for the health sector of their countries. So instead of prioritizing the public health, right, of the people during the pandemic, the global south countries, our governments have been bulking up their military assets.
In the Pacific, even though they've been testing nuclear testing in the Mururoa atolls, after years of those testing, there is still an health impact issues on women. Pregnant women are giving birth to deformed children, and cancer, all these things after years of these explosions. And we are also worried about this Fukushima, dumping in the sea. It will affect all of us because we live and we get our livelihood from the sea. Even though they will be dumping elsewhere in the Pacific, it will affect all of us islanders across the nations.
So South Korean government is really active in sending weapons. And we all know that it's being used in West Papua, Sri Lanka, Myanmar to oppress people there.
Women have shown time and again that they will fight against the imperialist, colonial, and fascist powers to reclaim their human rights and protect their communities. Women's resistance has been at the forefront in challenging militarism at the local, national, and global level.
Peace and the absence of militarism cannot possibly be for us, cannot possibly be achieved as long as conditions and systems of economic oppression, of foreign domination, of women's oppression, and the multiple layers of oppression that we experience continues to be there. So, peace based on social justice, addressing the root causes of why women are oppressed.
The people, when communities are owners of this research, of these results, they can use these results effectively and provide lobbying, advocacy, get budgets.
Women always find their way to fight back. It is something that personally I think it's really amazing because somehow we can find our way to connect to each other, to building the movement, and we can try to overcome our situation.
Amid the current geopolitical context of rising militarism and authoritarianism, women from Asia-Pacific region continue to collectively challenge the capitalist, neocolonial, fundamentalist, and patriarchal order of power and call for feminist building to achieve our vision of feminist peace and justice.
It's all about being respected as a human being with their own identity and understanding the context that they are coming from.
In terms of the seeking justice for the women and bringing peace for the women, so we have to touch the patriarchal without touching the patriarchal, neoliberal or fundamentalist. So we cannot address the women peace and the justice. So we have to touch those kind of the patriarchal, and at the same time we also need to initiate very transformative justice mechanism, because currently under this ideology we cannot seek justice for women. So we have to initiate the really transformative way in terms of seeking justice for women.
Peace is not going to be promoted by redefining security in terms of buying more arms. That is one of the biggest barriers to peace and justice. So growing militarism is a really serious concern in our region and globally. And organisations like WILP and APWLD and the opportunity to be at this workshop are really striving to change the way that peace and justice is brought about by promoting feminist peace.
We envision that feminist peace and security should be state environment, violence, access to resources, state accountability, equal access to social services.
The woman united will never be defeated. The women united.